Hi, this channel is about designing and building a catamaran-style houseboat from scratch. In this video series we will show the challenges of planning and building our dream houseboat. 2 years ago we decided to change our way of living from Earth-based to living on the water, in order to live a more free and self-sufficient life. We looked extensively at the existing houseboat market, but couldn't find anything which would have met our imagination of the houseboat we had in our minds. Having an architectural and engineering background, as well as experience in boat design, I started developing a design, which would be seaworthy, fit our space needs, be self-sufficient in terms of electricity for both the propulsion and house load, as well as a reverse osmosis water maker for drinking and cleaning water, and be at the same time fitting our budget. Soon enough it appeared to be clear that our space requirement and seaworthiness could only be achieved with a catamaran-style vessel, which would allow for an ample solar array in order to make the boat energy independent, and would float on slender hulls with enough clearance between the waterline and the main deck in order to assure a quiet and safe living and intracoastal sailing. After developing 4 different preliminary versions, my lovely wife chose the version which has been the basis for the project on hand, which consists of a 53 feet by 23 feet vessel on hulls measuring 53 feet in length, 4 feet in width and 6 feet tall, giving us over 4 feet of clearance between the waterline and main deck, as well as a 5 feet by 23 feet aft cockpit, an 8 feet by 23 feet forward cockpit, as well as 1.5 feet wide sidewalks along the 40 feet by 20 feet, 800 square feet, living area including the interior helm station. While prior preliminary versions developed were with partial living quarters in the larger/wider hulls, as well as 2 decks, but with shorter and narrower footprint, we both agreed to go for the single-deck version with a sundeck in order to avoid stairs from one level to the next, keep the living area on a single level, and using the hulls only to house technical and propulsion equipment, as well as for storage, which is not to be accessed frequently. The one-deck version would also be easier and quicker to build, would bring the center of gravity way down, and therefore add to stability and seaworthiness, as well as minimize the windage of the vessel, factors which were also a huge reason in the decision-making, even if the larger footprint would mean higher berthing costs in a marina, but since we would be largely self-sufficient, we figured we can mostly stay on anchor or in a mooring field, which will be less costly than living in a marina as a live-aboard. Many working hours have been spent on the computer working on the layout, technical details, calculations for a strong structure, durable hulls, decks, wood epoxy composites as well as honeycomb fiberglass epoxy elements. All plans and details have been created with an interactive parametric 3D CAD software system, which allows for easy design adjustments and visual control of not desired overlapping features. The creation of 3D renderings and details helps in regard to detect flaws, be it in the layout phase, as determining best technical and execution details. This channel is created with the intent to inform and hopefully pass on some helpful tips in regard of boat design and construction, as well as how to avoid costly mistakes or misconceptions when building a vessel, in this specific case a seaworthy houseboat, which allows to be not only stationary. Future episodes will be published weekly or bi-weekly as my time allows. If you have questions, please write them in the comments. I will do the best to answer to them as swiftly as possible. If you liked the theme and the video, please hit the like button and subscribe, as well as hit the bell in order to get notified when new content is published.